Welcome to this CSEC economic lesson. We will be focusing on the rules of the central bank. We will look at the central bank as a monetary authority which uses monetary policies to influence the economy, and we'll also look at the central bank in its role of supervising other financial institutions. Now, by monetary policy, we mean the deliberate actions of the central bank to monitor and manipulate aggregate demand through the money supply and interest rates. Monetary policy can cause the aggregate demand to increase or to decrease. This depends on whether an expansionary or contractionary policy or policies are used. An expansionary monetary policy causes an increase in the money supply and a reduction in interest rates. And the contractionary monetary policy causes the opposite. It causes the decrease in the money supply and an increase in the interest rates. Now, what is the central bank? The central bank is the monetary authority, or it's a financial institution with the monetary authority for a country. And it has the responsibility of regulating the size of the country's money supply, the availability of credit, and the cost of credit, as well as managing the value of the foreign exchange. So, how does the central bank supervise other financial institutions? The central bank supervises other financial institutions by regulating the licenses that the banks have, by stipulating their liquid assets ratio, and also determining the bank rate and the required reserve ratio. Now, as it relates to interest rate, this refers to the cost of borrowing. Typically, when interest rates are high, people tend to borrow less. And when interest rates are low, people tend to borrow more. And so the interest rate is expressed as a percentage. And it is basically the cost of borrowing, because you have to pay back the sum that you borrow, which is considered the principal, plus the interest rate on the principal. Now we want to look at some of the tools of monetary policy that the central bank uses. And this includes open market operations. Remember, we said that the central bank will use either expansionary or contractionary monetary policies. Now, by using open market operation, the central bank can expand or contract the economy, or expand or contract aggregate demand. So they can allow for greater liquidity or cash or money to be in circulation, and they can also cause the opposite. When the central bank wants to increase liquidity, they will use open market operations by purchasing the debt instruments that are in circulation. And when they want to use a contractionary monetary policy to open market operations, they'll sell these debt instruments, which include, for example, stocks or bonds or treasury bills. Now, we want to look at some of these short-term securities. Now, a short-term security is a financial instrument, for example, a bond that will be paid back in less than 5 years. And this is one of the examples of the debt instruments or securities that can be used in open market operations. Another concept or policy that the central bank can use is to adjust the legal reserve requirement. So, commercial banks, which are supervised and regulated by the central bank, are required to keep a minimum reserve requirement. It's referred to as RRR for short, and it represents the percentage of deposits that they will have to keep on hold and they provide it for the central bank. So in other words, it's a percentage of all deposits that they collect from depositors that they don't reissue in the form of loans. When the central bank can use or can influence interest rates. And what are interest rates? Interest rates represent the cost of borrowing money, and they are represented or expressed as a percentage of the total borrowed. Typically, higher interest rates discourages borrowing, and it also therefore lowers investment spending. But low interest rates encourage borrowing or encourages borrowing, and therefore it will encourage investment spending in an economy. Now, the central bank may use different tools of monetary policy to influence interest rates and money supply. And one of them would be open market operations, where they will use the purchase and sale of short-term securities, for example, bonds or treasury bills, to influence the money supply or interest rates. Now, if they are using an expansionary monetary policy by means of open market operations, then they will purchase these short-term securities. And when they purchase them, they will give liquidity to the persons who are selling the securities. And when they want to use contractionary monetary policy, they will sell these securities, and so it will soak up liquidity because people will have to use their monies to get the short-term securities that they would want to purchase, and so that's how it soaks up liquidity. It takes money out of circulation. So when we talk about short-term securities, we are really speaking about financial investments. For example, a bond that will be paid back in less than 5 years. Another tool of monetary policy is adjusting the legal reserve requirement or required reserve ratio. So the required reserve ratio speaks to the ratio or percentage of all deposits that the commercial banks, which are regulated or supervised by the central bank, are not allowed to give out as loans. So when commercial banks get their deposits from depositors, they are required to have a set amount that they do not redistribute in the form of loans. The higher the reserve requirement, the lower the amount of money that the commercial banks would have to distribute as loans, and vice versa. So if the reserve requirement is lowered, the commercial banks have more money to give out as loans, and if it is higher, they have less money to give out. So a contractionary policy would be to increase the reserve requirement, and an expansionary policy would see a decrease in the reserve requirement. Another tool of monetary policy is moral suasion, right? And moral suasion is a persuasion strategy that is used by the central bank. And it's really a situation where the central bank tries to coerce the financial institutions to adhere to a particular policy based on the objectives that the central bank has for the economy. And so sometimes they will have meetings with them, or they'll write letters, and the aim of moral suasion is not to force, but to persuade them to act. And in some instances, the financial institutions which comply with the requests of the central bank, they may be given favorable treatment in other areas. So they provide incentives to encourage them to act according to whatever plans the central bank has in place. These are some of the sources that were used for this lesson.